When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at home. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with the reverend air, 'cause everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverend air, 'cause everything is holy now.
is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you
One of these mornings, you gonna rise up singing. Yes, you spread your wings and you take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. Yes, sweet daddy and mommy standing by.
and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, baby, don't you
Good morning. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church of Shreveport. Whether you are joining us here in person or online, if you care to worship with us, you are welcome. My name is Susan Caldwell. I am the Director of Religious Education here at All Souls. Our minister is the Reverend Barbara Jarrell, who is out this week. I will ask you, first of all, is it all right with everyone in here if speakers at the pulpit remove their masks? Is everybody all right with that? I have tested multiple times over the past weeks. I think now they're starting to do studies on those of us who haven't had it yet. But I feel, as a friend of mine said, very blessed and a little like playing Russian roulette at times because it's come so close to me on multiple occasions. But at any rate, here we use the word worship going back to its old English roots, worthship, as we endeavor to elevate and contemplate matters of worth. We are a theologically diverse congregation, so our matters of worth tend to be many and varied, and we like that. As my husband likes to say, that's a feature, not a bug. We're united, therefore, not by creed or required belief, but by covenant, the promises we make to each other for the way that we will be together in community, the way that we will listen and learn from each other, and the way that we will join together to work for a better world. If you're joining us for the first time here in the sanctuary, welcome. And we encourage you to fill out one of the blue cards in the pew pocket in front of you. Let us know how you found us and what you're looking for. And for those of you at home or here, if you'd rather do it on your phone, we do have an online visitor log, and I think Steve Caldwell will make that link available in the Facebook comments. We do not pass baskets currently for offertory, but they are at the back. So if you do have a contribution you would care to leave for us, you are welcome to do that on your way out as you leave the sanctuary today. We do have some announcements about the various goings-on in the congregation, and I believe Rebecca Tuggle is going to do that for us. She is our board person of the day, our BPOD, as we call them. So thank you, Rebecca.
Sorry, it's a long way from the back. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you. Welcome, welcome. I'm Rebecca Tuggle. I am the treasurer for the board here at All Souls. And of course, a reminder, and I know we talked about this just a second ago, but yes, the baskets are at the back. We no longer pass them around. We just let you drop whatever you're going to drop in there, and we thank you very profusely for that. But also, if you're watching at home, you can go online to allsoulshreveport.org. You can give there, and I know that Steve, our volunteer of the month, this last day that we can talk about that, is going to provide you a link that you can do that on. But yes, speaking of our volunteer of the month, that would be Steve Caldwell, the fabulous gentleman that handles our IT. That's right. We've got a really nice picture of him. If you watch the little Fire TV thing out front, it's very nice. Susan helped put that together, and we love it. So, but yes, was Jennifer?
That's Jennifer that did that.
Go, Jennifer. Oh, good. They're both going to take credit for it. That's how we like to do things around here. Share the credit. Share the credit. Also, if you're new to us, you may not know about what we do on Thursdays, which is the Highland Blessing Dinner. Usually the first Thursday of the month is ours, but we're still doing it in person, correct?
We are in person, and this is our week, and it's getting bigger.
Yes, it is getting bigger because unfortunately more people are needing more help all the time, and Highland Center does an excellent job of that, but we partner with them. So any Thursday that you want to come out and help would be greatly appreciated. We also do our Zoom lunches on Tuesdays at noon. You can join online and join up with your All Souls friends, meet everybody, bring your lunch, or just sip some tea and enjoy some company. Also, we have our Saturday meditations. Larry Andros is still leading those online. Those are sitting Buddhist meditations that happen at 10:30 on Saturday mornings. Check the chat and also allsoulshreveport.org for more details on that. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Susan. Thank you.
Thank you. And we do, pretty much everything she just said does go out in a weekly email, usually on Friday. So if you're not getting that and you would like to, note that on the card, and we'll make sure that you get added to the list. We don't bombard you with emails. Usually it's only one a week, occasionally maybe two. We really try to keep that to a minimum because we know, especially now as election season gears up, our inboxes are starting to get really, 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 really full. I believe that is all I have for announcements. So again, thank you for being here, and let us enter a spirit of worship. If you'll sing with me, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. The words will be on the screen, or it's 188 if you prefer the hymnal, or a lot of you maybe know it. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Let's do it again. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. And Jackson, you gave me the first note today, so we were in Jackson's key. It's a good key. I liked it. Suspended between all that was and all that might be, we struggle to find this very moment, to live this very moment. Let us sit together for a moment and savor this moment. Let us relish this between time where past meets future. Let us harbor a faith that reminds us that right now, right here, is enough. Jackson, I did not ask you ahead of time. Would you be willing to help us with the chalice lighting? Or both of you? That would be great. That would be great. If you'll join me up here. Ready? We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other. Thank you. Would you like to lead the unison affirmation since you... And would one of you like to light the chalice? Thank you. And our second chalice lighting this morning is from Dorothea Kaufman. From the bottom of my very existence, I am pervaded with light energy, shining colors to my eye, warmth to my skin, inspiration to my soul. In this unity of creative sparks and sparkling creation, life unfolds. Let us open our senses to the light within and around us and send it out with shining examples into the world. If you'll rise in body or spirit and say with me the unison affirmation, the words should be on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Thank you. And before we sing, I did leave something out of announcements. You can sit down for just a minute. I was going to introduce Reverend Joy during announcements so that when she gets up to speak, it will be right after the music that she wanted to precede her talk, which is Summertime. And some of you have already heard, she always brings great music for me to find and play, so I really appreciate that. Reverend Joy Walker has been a friend of this congregation for years. She recently retired from 20 years of ministry in the Unity tradition, and before that, she spent 30 years in the field of higher education, mostly at the administrative level, and I think she must have started that when she was like about 12 or something. So, she has served Unity congregations in Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. She has 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. And we are grateful that since she has returned to this area, she is choosing to spend some time with us. We are very, very grateful. And now, if you will rise in body or spirit, and Bob Jordan, will you help me with leading this? We're going to sing Woyaya, which the words will be on the screen. You know how you get handmade goods and it says, this is a natural product, and the flaws, are this service is a natural product. So twice upon a time, there was a traveler arriving in a new town, and he passed a farm on the edge of town, and he noticed the farmer sitting out in front of her house. And he asked the farmer, what kind of people live in this town? So the farmer returned his question with a question. What kind of people lived in the town that you came from? Ugh, horrible people, he said. He said they were selfish, they were cruel, gossipy. I was so glad to leave. And the farmer said, well, I'm so sorry, but I have some bad news. You're probably going to find the people here to be just like that. A little while later, a second traveler came along. And wonder of wonders asked the very same question. Excuse me, but what kind of people live in this town? And the farmer asked the same question she asked the first time. Well, what kind of people lived in the town that you just came from? Oh, said the traveler, they were the best. They were kind and generous. They were hardworking. They were very welcoming. I only left because I just want to see more of the world. But I really was kind of sad to leave. And the farmer said, well, you are in luck. You'll find good people just like that in this town, too. Right? What? So why? Think about it. Think about it for a minute. Why do you think the farmer gave the different people different answers? And grown-ups, hold off for a minute. It's a trick. Wait, say that again? Like just kind of okay people? Yeah, he said, what if it's not nice people, but also not mean people? And that could be one answer, but I think there might be another reason why did the farmer ask a question first instead of just answering the question? Why do you think the farmer asked a question? I didn't hear. It could be. It could be annoying. Yeah. Just one of those annoying people that answers every question with a question. What's up with that? I think there might be another reason, though. You got any ideas back here or back there? Politician. It's a politician. The farmer is running for offices and is going to tell people what they want to hear. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's based on the individual's perspective. That's right. Thank you, Ms. Tina. It is based on the individual's perspective. So the farmer asked, because the farmer wanted to know something about their attitude, the minds of these travelers that have just come from their other city. And it may be that those really were kind of crappy people, but chances are the farmer is thinking, if this person has this attitude just about everybody in that town, if they've made this generalization about everybody in the town that they just came from, maybe there's something in their own mindset, right? Something in their attitude that if you approach people, anybody ever had that experience that maybe you had a negative experience with somebody the first time you met them, or the first time, or a group or whatever, and instead of just going away forever, you decide, I'm going to give it another shot, and I'm going to listen, and I'm going to have an open attitude. Anybody had their mind changed about a person or a group or anything like that? Anybody ever experienced that? What about a new school? Like you went to a new school or into a new class and thought, I don't like this, but then you changed over time? Have you ever had that experience? Yeah? And that was probably about your mind. It was about letting yourself get to know the people, not make those judgments right away, right? Yeah? So that's why the farmer asked the question first before answering the question, to see what kind of mindset they came from. It's not 100% reliable, but it's pretty reliable. I don't know, does anybody listen to Hidden Brain on Sunday morning besides me, or whenever? Because the latest one is about this very thing. I was thinking about Reverend Joy on my way here listening to it, about just how much your mind can control about even your physiology. These are like medical studies that are being done, and they know that a lot of that is true, but they're finding out maybe it's even more true than we thought. So anyway, with that, we are going to send some people with wonderful attitudes off to paint a beautiful mural that is just taking shape before our eyes. So help me sing them out. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. If you'll kind of sit back in the pew and join me for a time of meditation. We'll begin with these words from His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who was once asked what surprises him the most about humanity. To paraphrase his answer, he said, people, because they sacrifice their health in order to make money. Then they sacrifice their money in order to recuperate their health. And then they are so anxious about the future that they do not enjoy the present, the result being that they do not live in the present or the future. They live as if they are never going to die, and then they die having never really lived. One of two very wise teachers of mine who happened to grow up in my house, Charlie Caldwell, once said to me when he was only 5, "You know, Mom, it's always the present. Even when I'm 6, it'll be right now." And so I invite you right now to sit here, to be here now, in this present moment, and in this one, and now in this one. May we appreciate the blood flowing through our veins, the bones that support our movement and our stillness, the precious breath moving in and out of our lungs, the life we are given in this moment as we sanctify this time in silence.
First Lady of Song, is that her nickname? Maybe so. Maybe so.
And the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you spread your wings and you take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you with Daddy and Mommy standing by. Don't you
Good morning. It's so good to see you. It's so good to be here. Thank you, Susan, and thanks to Reverend Barbara for inviting me to share with you once again. It's summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and my spirit is high. My father is rich, and I am good looking. So hush, little ones, you have no reason to cry. Easy living. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone we knew were so affirmative? Everyone we knew were so delightful, so caring, so loving, offering us their blessings and reminding us how wonderful we are. Wouldn't that be great? But unfortunately, that's not the case. I seem to attract the very opposite. I seem to attract relatives, friends, acquaintances who are unkind, inconsiderate, judgmental, controlling, and sometimes downright irritating. Do you know these people? Have you met these people? These are the ones that I seem to have an attachment to. These are the ones that I want to change. And Lord knows I've tried, but nothing seems to work. So, Spirit says to me one day, Joy, if you want to live with ease, you're going about it all wrong. Let me share with you the keys to easy living. The first key is to give up judgment. Did you know that you cannot change another? The point is, it's not what you decide about these people that will make any difference at all. It's what you decide about yourself. You see, the only power you have is the power to change how you are. And I said, what? Change me? Why? I'm just fine just the way I am. It's those others. And Spirit interrupts to say, Joy, you are in judgment. The Buddha once said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. You, Joy. Let me give you an example of judgment and changing another. Do you remember the story that Reverend Shea St. John told a few years ago? That story that she told about the dolphins and the killer whales. Do you remember that story? Tell me that story. And I said, well, yeah, I have it right here. Reverend Shea St. John said that dolphins and killer whales are enemies, that they go to great lengths to avoid each other, because when they do come in contact with each other, they will fight. Dolphins and killer whales have a natural hate for each other. And yet, when the killer whale is giving birth, that hate is put aside. Dolphins, in an instant, realize there's a need, and they become midwives to the killer whale. The dolphins form a circle around the killer whale during the birthing process. They go underneath the whale and lift her to the surface to take breaths when the labor becomes so intensive that she cannot lift herself. The dolphins keep the sharks away, who are drawn to the scene because of the blood. And dolphins lead the newborn whale to surface for its first breath of life and back again to its mother for nourishment. When dolphins see the killer whale in need, everything changes and love prevails. They come together on their pathway. Thanks, said Spirit. We can learn a great deal from animals. Less judgment, more understanding, more compassion and forgiveness. The Dalai Lama once said that love is the absence of judgment. This means that in order for us to live with ease, that we must give love in place of judgment, give love in place of hate, give love in place of resentment. Easy living. Easy living. The second key that will assist you and the entire human family to live with ease is to give up the need to be right. Give up the need to be right. For some reason, your personality ego cells have a need to always be right. And I said, yeah, that's so true. In fact, I've come to believe that in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right up there after safety and belonging comes our need to be right. I have a friend who says to me, "But Joy, I'm right. That's reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. This is how it is. These are the facts." And I often think, wait a minute. Facts? Reality? Whose reality is it? I understand that this is your reality. I understand that this is how you are perceiving the situation. But what is reality for you may not be reality for another. For an example, if you see an event as awful, that will be your reality. That will be your experience. Another person may see it as being very lovely. Each of us has our own individual perception, as illustrated by Susan's story a moment ago. But if it's real for you, it's real for you. The other thing that we often forget is reality changes. Facts change. Some of us are old enough to remember that back in the 80s, it was a reality that men enjoyed wearing those polyester leisure suits. That's no longer reality, thank God. In the late 1920s and early 30s, during the so-called Depression, people were jumping out the window due to the fact that they had lost all their money in the stock market. Yet, there were others who were thriving and enjoying life. Two different realities. There was a fact at that time. There was a time in history when it was scientifically proven that the world was flat. Facts change. Reality changes. I recently read that in some schools in Japan, they teach their children what they call pillow education. And it goes like this. When a child has a problem with another child, he sits in the lotus position on one half of a large pillow with his hands extended to the other side of the pillow. He says, "I am always right, and my friend is always wrong." Then the teacher has him to go to the other side of the pillow and extend his arms out again. And he says, "My friend is always right, and I am always wrong." And then the teacher has him to sit in the middle of the pillow. And he says, "Both my friend and I are wrong, and both my friend and I are right." And then he lay across the pillow with both arms by his side. And he's beginning now to think about the event. And he says, "I am partly right, and my friend is partly right." With this realization, the problem is resolved. You and I must give up our need to always be right. Spirit continues. There's one additional key to easy living I wish to share with you, Joy, and that is this: love and forgive easily without attachment to the outcome. Love and forgive easily without attachment to the outcome. Yes, I said, real love does not require conditions. If there are conditions, it's not real love. I have a true story to illustrate just this point. Exactly. Picture, if you will, a scene from a courtroom where a trial is going on in South Africa. This happened a few years ago. A frail black woman rises to her feet. She's more than 70-something years of age. Facing across the room are several white security officers, police officers, one of whom, Mr. Van der Broek, has just been tried and found guilty in the murders of both the woman's son and her husband. This happened years before. He had come to the woman's home, taken her son, shot him at point-blank range, and set the young man's body on fire while he and his officers parted nearby. Several years later, Van der Broek and his cohorts had returned to take away her husband as well. Many, many months passed, and the woman heard nothing about the whereabouts of her husband. Then, almost 2 years after her husband had disappeared, Van der Broek came back to get the woman herself. How vividly she remembers that evening, going to a place beside a river where she was shown her husband, bound and beaten, but still strong in spirit, lying on a pile of wood. The last word she heard from his lips as the officers poured gasoline over his body and set him aflame were, "Father, forgive them." Now the woman stands in the courtroom and listens to the confession offered by Mr. Van der Broek. A member of the South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission turns to her and asks, "So, what do you want? How would justice be done to this man who has so brutally destroyed your family?" "I want 3 things," begins the old woman, calmly, but confidently. "I want first to be taken to the place where my husband's body was burned, so that I may gather up the dust and give his remains a decent burial." She pauses, then continues, "My husband and son were my only family. I want secondly, therefore, for Mr. Van der Broek to become my son. I would like for him to come twice a month to the ghetto and spend a day with me so that I can pour out on him whatever love I still have remaining in me." And finally, she says, "I want a 3rd thing. This is also the wish of my husband. And so I would kindly ask someone to come to my side and lead me across the courtroom so that I can take Mr. Vanderbroek in my arms and embrace him and let him know that he is truly forgiven. As the court assistant comes to lead the elderly woman across the room, Mr. Vanderbroek faints, overwhelmed by what he had just heard. As he does, those in the courtroom, family, friends, neighbors, all victims of decades of oppression and injustice, begin to sing softly but assuredly. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Easy living. I invite you, my friends, to give up judgment. Let go of the need to be right, and love and forgive easily without attachment to the outcome. Namaste.
Joy, thank you. Thank you so much. If you'll rise in body or spirit, and I'll ask my choir duet to help with this as well. Our closing hymn is There's a River Flowing in My Soul. It is, I believe it's 10:07 in the teal, but the words will also be on the screen. This is what you call a zipper song. As we extinguish our chalice, again, I want to thank Reverend Joy for an incredibly inspirational message today. And we have the words of Eric Williams. Blessed is the path on which you travel. Blessed is the body that carries you upon it. Blessed is your heart that has heard the call. Blessed is your mind that discerns the way. Blessed is the gift that you will receive by going. Truly blessed is the gift that you will become on the journey. And right now, blessed is this present moment that you inhabit. May you go forth in peace.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's so good looking. So hush, little baby, don't cry, don't cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Spread your pretty wings and take to the sky. But until that morning, ain't no one's gonna harm you. Not with your daddy and mammy standing by, standing by.
Break our hearts, Ben Lusher. Come on now. Yeah. Come on, sweets. Lay it on us. Tell them what time it is, Joey.
Oh, summertime
your daddy.